Hello everyone, I'm UltimatumAcquired, and welcome to my very first edition of Challenge Accepted. My choice of game will of course be Bastion. Creators of this game are Supergiant Games and Warner Brothers Studios. So basically, a little introduction on how Challenge Accepted will work. Basically, what I'll be doing is just taking any old game and I'll make a challenge to it. I'll use this game as a prime example. Basically, I'll just run through it right now. Basically, I'm going to start a new game plus, which you'll see over here now. It'll start a new game with all structures, spirits, and idols unlocked, plus all weapons and XP from last game. Now, I know, personally, I would go with no XP, but all the other stuff, because that'd make it very difficult, because I'll have low health, but everything will hit harder with the shrines and idols that you'll see.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid's whole world.
How it's going to work with me is I'll have all the gods active, and they all have their own different attributes that they apply to the creatures of the game.
He gets up.
I can only use a lance and a pistol,
where everyone agreed to go,
and I can use any tonic I want just to help with my survival.
Under his feet as it pointing the way.
Now, I know a lot of people will be thinking like, oh, Ultimatum, this is just like a playthrough, nah. Well, even if it is, I honestly don't care, and
he sees what's left of the rippling
it's
wall.
whatever how you feel. To me though, it'll always be a challenge accepted. It may seem like a playthrough, it probably is a let's play, but I hope you all can enjoy and watch me suffer as I do the hardest difficulty with only set weapons and skills.
An old repeater falls out of the sky.
And there is even the game itself has challenges you can do. It's like 10 waves or 20 waves depending on which one you pick. But I get that as I unlock. And those ones will have their own video recording. And
sometimes you just need a drink.
Antics at trying to beat them. So basically right now I'm just going through the tutorial. It's very boring. I'll try and keep things up to beat so there's not a lot of dead silence. So these creatures right here, they're squirts. They're one of the easiest creatures in the game, but when the gods are invoked they become very troublesome because there's a lot of them and they have on-hit effects from the gods.
Wait, haven't I? Anyway,
another great reason why I picked this game for Challenge Accepted and doing a new game. There is a narrator that talks throughout the game when you pick up items, do different things, and when a new game is started, he'll recite the old stuff. He'll be like, yeah, old stuff, but then he'll pause himself every now and then, saying like, haven't I said this before? Whatever. Okay, here's the bullhead shield. This is the only way you can block damage or dodging it. Very important with all the gods active and with certain tonics, because I'll be able to reflect all the damage back and get health from it. As you can see, I countered it and he took full damage and he's gone.
More squirts start coming out of the woodwork. A big old fella pops out in front of the kid. Kid sees the way to the Bastion out the window. He gets a good look at things on his way down.
And here's probably the saddest part of the game. I get my favorite weapon that I won't be able to use, which is the Breaker's Bow. Does a lot of damage, and with my perks that I have for it, shoots quick and does a lot of damage.
The kid pockets a memento from a breaker, once the fastest man in the land. Good news is the emergency defenses still work. Bad news is they're aiming for the kid. Picks up a few pointers from a dusty old tome. He's a mighty fast learner. Right back at you. He finds the
So
distillery.
now here comes the
Right
part where
next
I
to the
explain
arsenal.
everything. Here's the distillery, and
Tough
over
part
there
of
is the
town.
armory.
One sip of the spirits
So,
from that distillery, and
my
the kid
spirits will
feel
help
like a
me
new man.
live with these gods active. So basically I'm going to go with max health, plus 10, more health. Always nice to have on hard difficulty. Next I'll get a hardy punch, so if I lose all my health, you have continue, so this will give me an extra continue. Bastion Bourbon will give me 2 more health tonics to hold on to, and full recovery, but because of another tonic that I'll show you later, it won't do a full recovery. Ware Whiskey, with all the gods active, I get low very often, which could be 100% crit all the time. Next I'll go with Lunkhead Liqueur, which 100% damage when countered goes right back to the enemy. And then with the counter is Mender's Mead, so when I counter, I get health back. And I don't need speed while defending. Go with Black Rye, which is more tonic, so I can do more skills. And then we'll go with Bull Brandy, 15% damage resistance. Let's see. Then we'll go with Life Wine. I survived an attack that would have brought me to defeat, so it gives me a chance to get life back. Really helps with a fighting chance. And then last but not least will be Leech Aid, which is what I talked about with the head tonics. At minus 66% health tonic potency, even though it would be full health, it'll just be 33% health. But I get health when I strike enemies. So I'm just going to let these go by so you can see them one last time. And if you want to copy what I have and try and do the same challenge, go for it. Okay, now on to the arsenal.
The arsenal's where the kid can pick the best tools for the job.
Okay, so here's my huge list of all the items I've collected. Calamity Cannon's one of my favorites. So is the Army Carbine. Huge fan of the spear and the machete. Breaker's Bow, of course. But because of how this is going to be, Brusher's Pike, a medium range weapon. It can also be thrown. But because I'm going to have pistols, there's no reason for me to throw it. So for skills, I'm probably going to go with Brusher's Sweep because it'll give me an AoE. But, I don't know, I don't think I've really gone this way before. I think I'll go with the counter. That'll give me a lot more survivability. So dueling pistols, Brusher's Pike, and Mirror Shield. So all I need to do now is get to the shrine and invoke all the gods, and that's when the fun really begins. So as you can see here, the lance pierces through all the targets,
Some of them squirts birthing like crazy.
which is
in a
great.
couple of
So I'm
corners.
glad at least I got to use the pike and not something like the machete where you just attack really fast.
An old ferry barge sends the kid on his way.
Pistols is the downfall.
The
They shoot really quick.
Bastion's real close now.
But they're not that strong. But as long as you can click fast, they do just the right amount of damage. And I probably should block more. That's a slow moving one.
Kid takes a chunk of alloy. Smell of barley and spoiled blueberries fills the air. Scumbags. Kid maybe shouldn't have done what he just did. Kid puts him out of his misery.
Experience and shards that I do
Finds
not
the
need.
core to the wharf district.
So these are the cores you'll be collecting throughout the game,
He steals
which
the city's
unlocks more
heart.
things
Might
at
as
the
well.
sanctuary. So that'll help me get the shrine and do more stuff.
Kid has a feeling you better get a move.
Now I've always
The place is starting to
ran to
fall.
the end, so I'm just gonna fall off when I get near the end and see what
Kid
happens.
just keeps running.
See if it makes me take damage
So
or if I go
assault
straight
like
back to the
crazy.
Bastion.
At last, the skyway.
Alright, here's the exit. Not gonna take the Skyrim, I'm just gonna fall.
Down toward the Bastion.